Here's a Reddit story from the subreddit True Off My Chest. Trigger warning, it's about poop. And it's titled, My Boyfriend's Roommate Heard Me Screaming for My Life in the Bathroom. So, I haven't pooped since last Saturday due to the meds I'm on from my recent surgery. My boyfriend, 23 male, and I, 22 female, went out to eat, and the food was fantastic. We knew we were in food coma territory. He drives us back to his apartment, and as we get out, I start feeling cramps. I end up in the bathroom, cursing and finally pooping. But the poop hurts so bad. I end up in a cold sweat and start to panic. I scream, literally in pain, and I'm on the brink of tears. I feel like my own sphincter is turning inside out. My boyfriend is outside the door. I'm praying to the heavens to let this pass. I'm crying and screaming out so loud. My head starts to get lightheaded and woozy. My boyfriend is slightly panicking on the other side. Eventually, my body forces me to just squeeze it out and I'm screaming. I pass the ruthless nugget and my bowels starts to empty. At this point, the rest of the poop is somewhat more liquidy than the rock I just screamed out. I sit there for over half an hour pooping. When I'm somewhat done, I try to flush. Due to all the stress my body went through when I first started pooping, I had stripped off all my clothing off. And now when I flush, the water rises instead of flushing. This crap looks like a pile of poop in a porta potty. It's disgusting. And there's only one small thing of toilet paper involved. I start to panic, and my boyfriend tells me to let him in, but I tell him no. I can't let him see this poop. Eventually, he snaps at me, and I hop into the shower because I'm still bare butt naked. He lets himself inside and starts plunging the poop that is in the toilet. After successfully plunging it, he leaves, and I finish wiping the best I can. I take a small shower and wash my hand thoroughly. At this point, I'm very apologetic, and he said it wasn't as bad as his dad's or his brother's. But I remain horrified that he plunged my poop. He cuddled me a lot and we watched YouTube. Then we hear his roommate leave his room and go into the bathroom. The bathroom is clean at this point, but I'm horrified at the prospect that the time I was screaming in the bathroom, the roommate heard everything. I'm so freaking embarrassed. Edit. I feel like this is needed since I responded to so many questions regarding this. I wasn't embarrassed about my boyfriend seeing my poop, although that was embarrassing. He went to lengths to reassure me, and we now joke about it. I was more embarrassed that the roommate heard it. I do know how to courtesy flush, and I know all about the other poop stories on Reddit. I couldn't do the courtesy flush because his toilet had that stupid button on top of the tank, so I couldn't turn around to push them because of the surgery. So if I flush that toilet, I have to stand and turn or something to reach them. And every time I stood, I get another cramp. Also, I can't plunge the toilet because of my back surgery. I also know how to plunge toilets, I just can't do it yet. I understand the disbelief about doctors not prescribing stool softener. It's a common post-surgery concern. However, my experience was unique. I did take stool softener and such post-surgery. No, the doctor didn't tell me about it. It was a close friend who had me take them every time I needed to take pills. They even helped me put suppositories in. While I can't speak for every medical professional, my doctor and I focus on addressing the immediate pain and recovery from the surgery. Stool softeners weren't discussed except for milk magnesia. But even still, it was very brief. I am now back to pooping somewhat normally. It's important to remember that every patient's experience is different and what works for one person may not work for another. I appreciate everyone's input and understanding, and your advice was taken to heart. My back surgery wasn't planned. He and I were at an event where there was a rope swing, and I decided to be spontaneous. I tried the rope swing, but my grip wasn't strong enough, and I ended up falling 10 feet to the bay. He was there for me during the ambulance ride, which I vehemently refused. The second ambulance ride, my first night, then the surgery, and so on. Yes, this man is more than a keeper. Right after surgery, I told him that I don't care when he decides to propose. My answer is already yes. I'm only staying at his place because it's right behind mine and my place is upstairs, while his is more handicap accessible. He's always worried if I'm pushing myself too hard, and he said he wants to take care of me. I don't really have family to fall back on, so my friends and my boyfriend are the ones I tend to rely on the most. So in regards of having advice, I don't have a lot. Aw, the OP's boyfriend sound like a keeper for sure. He wasn't embarrassed or made a big deal about her poop. He's taking care of her post-surgery. He sounds like a really great and sweet guy. So the OP does provide an update. Here it goes. I've talked to the roommate once since the incident, but we haven't discussed the situation. I decided to bake cookies as a subtle apology, but I'm not sure I can straight up tell the guy, hey, sorry for screaming and crying about poop. I hope your ears didn't bleed. Lol. He's pretty chill, and I think having cookies will be a good silent apology. I'm currently staying at my boyfriend's place for my recovery because it's convenient since it's right next door. My apartment is upstairs and his is on the first floor. I've been making food for everyone in the apartment as a way to contribute. I understand the skepticism about my post, but I assure you it's 100% real. My boyfriend and I found some of the comments hilarious, especially those questioning the authenticity of my story. As someone who listens to a lot of Reddit podcasts, I'm used to hearing all sorts of crazy and sad stories. I thought my situation, while embarrassing, was also kind of funny. Poop is a normal part of life, and I find it humorous to talk about it, even if it sounds immature. I want to share my story and also highlight how amazing my boyfriend has been. I thought my situation, as people called it, was funny and embarrassing. Poop is normal, and I work with kids all the time. I find it funny to talk about it despite how immature that sounds. I thought it would be a funny thing to post and tell the world that although I've never screamed while pooping, screaming while pooping is embarrassing. He knows just how much I love Reddit. I just don't interact on Reddit. His first comment was how it was weird to post about poop on Reddit. He loves the comments that told him how awesome he is. Even I couldn't agree more. We love all the relatable comments in the post. We have actually been planning on getting married in the future. We're not engaged yet, but we've been talking about it a lot, just waiting for the right time. He said he wants to propose first, so I'm letting him. TLDR. Haven't pooped for about a week after returning home from surgery. Boyfriend plunged my poop after I screamed to the heavens about poop not leaving my body. Found out the roommate was in his room the whole time and heard everything. Was very, very embarrassed that he heard everything. I am pooping normally now. Yay! Oh, I'm glad that the OP had a happy ending. Both OP and her boyfriend sounds like really mature and a great couple, that they have the same understanding. And I wish all the best and a fast recovery to the OP. What do you guys think of this OP's poop story? Let me know in the comments section. And if you like these types of stories, remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.